Hey guys, it's Nikki. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a first impressions on the Jaclyn and Morphe Vault collection. What I'm going to be doing a first impression on today is this one. This is the Armed and Gorgeous palette. So you can see I have not swatched it, I have not touched it, it's brand new, it just looks like this. I do have Ring the Alarm as well. I did use this palette yesterday, as you can see Ring the Alarm just looks like this. I did use this the other day, and I really did like it. One thing I want to point out about these palettes is yes, it comes in a collection, but they are individual palettes as you can see. So this is the one that I'm going to be testing out because obviously individual palettes, they're both all pressed differently, so you never know if there's going to be inconsistency with one palette to another. These are the only two palettes that I do own right now, just because the other two aren't necessarily ones that like I love them, but these were the main two that like I really wanted right away. One thing I want to point out is I'm a very big supporter of Jaclyn and the products she creates. We got Jaclyn Hill palette, which is like my favorite baby. Jaclyn Hill. I have the Becca Face palette. I also have Champagne Pop. Like, I love the collabs that Jaclyn comes out with. I'm really happy that I get to add these little guys to like my collection. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the tutorial. Alright, so to start off, I'm going to be taking the shade Access right here, which is that really pretty like mustardy yellow. I'm going to apply this as my transition shade. So not a ton of fallout when you press into the shadow, which is good. Ooh, phone. I'm gonna apply this like I normally do as a transition shade. I can say that this shadow blends really nicely. Just gonna go ahead and do it to the other eye. Now I'm gonna go in with, what do I want to do? Agent right here, which is a little bit more of like an orangey, kind of not really super orange, but a little bit more on the terracotta side. I put this directly in the crease. Go ahead and take a little bit of Access and blend that out. I'm going to take a little bit of Smooth Criminal. Alright, so a little bit of an angle change. My camera just died on me, so we're going to film the rest of this on my phone. Smooth Criminal here, and I'm going to apply this directly over Agent. Just because I want to layer crease colors, I always tend to layer. Just going to apply this here. I'm really trying to build this shade up. I do think, okay, hold on. This shade to me is like a little bit patchy. Just a little bit. Not like a ton, but you really do have to blend. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little bit harder to blend than some of the other shades, but it also is like a darker brown, and sometimes darker colors are a little bit harder. Come on, baby, let's keep on going. I'm gonna take the same fluffy brush. Alright, so now I'm gonna take Prowl, which is right here, and I am going to do a halo eye with this. I know I've been doing a lot of halo eyes, but I just love it. Ooh! That's pigmented. And we are just going to apply this to outer corner and inner corner. I don't know if this video is going up before or after, but I just filmed a video using like the Naked palette, and I'm pre-recording videos right now, so I don't know which one's going to go up first, but I know I've been doing lots of halo eyes lately. Go in and blend this out and see how it blends with the other shadows. So now I'm going to take a little bit of Agent and Smooth Criminal, mix them together, and then I'm going to blend out this hard harsh line here. They're blending that Proud color really nicely. So now I'm going to go in with the shade Classified right here, and we are just going to apply to this. We're just going to apply this to the center of our lid here. It's pretty. Be just a little bit more intense. I don't know if you guys can kind of tell. It's just not really, it's not like super intense. I don't know if this one's more of like a pressed glitter. This one to me just isn't like super. Use my finger. See if. There we go. That's what I want. Just gonna blend the edges here. So overall I can say Classified, this end shade right here, Classified, it's pretty, but I did have a little bit of a hard time blending it. Not so much blending it, just the application of it at first with the brush. It's a little bit difficult. Now it could be the brush that I'm using, but any of her other shimmers, like in her other palette, applies just fine with my little shader brush here. I'd have to go in with my finger, but it doesn't look bad if you have to go in with a little bit with your finger. You know that the shadow performs well with your finger. I just know that a lot of people don't necessarily like to go in with their finger. I'm not a finger person when it comes to shadows, but if I really need to, then I will. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of the face, do the lower lash line when I come back, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on this product. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the lower lash line. First I'm going to take Prowl right here, and I'm going to push this up against right the root of my lashes and smudge out my eyeliner. Oh crap, I forgot to lay down the transition shade first. God damn it. That's what happens when like my mind is all over the place.
Damn it! I fucked it up already.
Okay, so now we're gonna just take Access, which is this orange right here, and I just hope that's so weird. And we're gonna just take that kind of as an initial first layer because your girl forgot about that. And this is not the order that I normally do my lower lash line, so this is like already like ugh. Now I'm going to take the shade Top Secret right here, and this is just going to blend out those. I want a little bit of the green. I just realized the shade next to it is Smooth Criminal, and now I can't get Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson out of my head. This green blends everything out really nicely. I thought that it was looking really patchy at first, but I was also doing like a little boop, and I did a boop boop, and then I realized that this is actually very pigmented and I was just not getting enough. Okay, so to top it all off, I'm going to be taking VIP, which is this gorgeous looking inner corner highlight. I'm hoping it lives up to my expectations. Apply this to the, expecting it to be a little bit more. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, you just kind of like gotta like really get in there at first, and then it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do lashes, finish off the rest of my face, and then I will be back, obviously, to give you the full rundown about what I think about these palettes. Like I said, I've already used Ring the Alarm once, so this is my first impression using Armed and Gorgeous. So I'll give you my final thoughts on everything once I'm all done, put together, and I actually have my hair done, so be right back. Alright, so I'm finished with my makeup. I'm sorry that the lighting's a little bit darker. Thunderstorm decided it's gonna roll in, so my natural lighting is like poof. Anyways, I wanted to give you guys my final thoughts on the Armed and Gorgeous palette, or just kind of like the Jaclyn Hill vault in general. So as you can see, this was the Armed and Gorgeous palette. Once again, like I said, I did have the Ring the Alarm palette, and I used it. Obviously this was the first palette I dabbled into because it's all reds and oranges and just my favorite. But I wanted to talk about this palette today. So overall, I think it's a really great palette. I definitely recommend these. I don't have like the Bling Boss and I think the Dark Matters palette, is that what it's called? I don't have those yet, but those are those are the ones I'm planning on getting later on. I wanted to specifically talk about this palette right here. So Access I used in my transition shade. That blended really nicely. Really liked how that blended. I used Agent and Smooth Criminal in the crease. Agent blended really nicely. Smooth Criminal I had a little bit of troubles with. Not troubles, but it just was a little bit harder to blend unlike some of the other shades. I used Prowl in the outer and inner corner of my eye and the lower crease to create the halo effect. You like look at it here. I think Prowl blended really nicely in the outer inner corner and the lower crease, and I definitely think those shades did a good job of really blending it out. Let's talk about this shade right here. This is the shade Classified. Let's talk about it. I loved the shimmers in the Rain the Alarm palette, and I really did like the VIP shimmer once my brush was able to dip into it a little bit more. Now, it looks to me like Coin and Classified. Coin is right here. Kind of has that same glittery texture as Classified. Now, that kind of makes me a little nervous because Classified, as you can tell with my brush, wasn't really working to the best of my abilities. I had to take my finger and kind of maneuver it, which is fine. I'm glad it works on the finger, but I'm a brush person. I prefer to use a brush over my fingers, and so I just wish this shade was a little bit better. VIP blended really nicely in the inner corner, and also too, Top Secret was really nice on the lower
lash line.
To add a little bit of a touch. Overall, I do recommend these palettes. It's completely up to you if you want to purchase them. I know that there's been kind of like a debacle about them and about how like some of them are really patchy and inconsistent, but to me, mine work really well. Some shades are a little harder to blend than others, but I don't think that they're a patchy piece of crap. So I definitely recommend them if you want to get your hands on them. I think that concludes today's video. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe for more videos and turn on that little bell button for post notifications for when I upload. And yeah, I think that's it. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!